everybody, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I'm Eric. On the bar for today, we got a little bit of a face-off. Ardbeg Scorch Committee Release versus the Ardbeg Scorch Limited Edition. As always here on the channel, I'm going to give you a nose taste finish review of these whiskeys. I'll tell you a bit about their value, give you my final thoughts, final scores, leave you with a malt musing. But first, if you've yet to, take a second, smash that thumbs up and that subscribe button. That'll make sure you don't miss any of my whiskey reviews, which come out every single Friday, as well as get notifications for my Tuesday happy hours every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, Ardbeg Scorch. This is the special fee seal release from Ardbeg this year in 2021. The committee release usually comes out in March. Came out a bit later this year on account of another special release they did in honor of their former master distiller Mickey Heads. So this came out right around end of April, early May here in the United States. The committee release followed by the limited release started showing up here just at the beginning of June, late May. Here's the deal with the Ardbeg Scorch. So the committee releases much smaller release. These are usually something you're going to have to find right away when they come out, as they usually go pretty quick. They come with a tan label. The regular limited release, which comes out a bit later, comes in a box, and the bottle itself looks like this. So what is the story with the Ardbeg Scorch? As you can see, they kind of got a dragon theme thing going on here with this. Let me give you just a quick rundown of what this whiskey is all about. There is a huge whole story about a folklore around a dragon in a dunnage warehouse, all of that jazz. But basically, this whiskey, let's see what it has to say. This from the shadowy depths of Dunnage Warehouse 3 comes a single malt of fantastical proportions, matured in our most heavily charred cask. So heavily charred cask, likely bourbon. It has some tasting notes, etc., etc. It is non-chill filtered. It says right here on the label. So the difference you're going to find between the committee release is this one is bottled at 51.7% ABV, and this limited release is 46% ABV. There are no age statements on either of these. It doesn't say anything about their natural color. I do know that Ardbeg simply puts any color in their whiskey, but they don't mention it explicitly on here. Okay. So we're going to start with the committee release. Get some of this in the glass. And we will pour out the limited release as well, so we can go right into this one afterwards. All right. So this is the committee release. This is the limited release. Color is pretty much identical. Okay. Committee release, first on the nose. Wood spice, citrus, and vanilla. That is what I'm picking up on this, and that's a lot of it. There is a little bit of that kind of tar soot background that you get off Ardbegs. Smells a little bit like vanilla bean or fresh vanilla extract. Again, the heavily charred oak idea, or casks ideas, that's going to impart a bit more of that cask flavor. All in all, pretty nice on the nose. It's a good mix of peat. Get the smoke, but you also get this nice creamy kind of bourbon quality. Okay, let's give it a taste. Cilantro. Big flavor, spicy, hint of creamy vanilla. There's some chocolate, there's some citrus, wood spice, oak spice, sea spray, a little bit of kind of saltiness to it. Finish is short medium. I'm left with some dark cocoa, vanilla, ash, a little bit of like a cigar ash note. And again, that kind of vanilla bean, vanilla extract flavor kind of going all the way through. Okay. Comes the palette a bit here. And now for the limited edition. So the first thing I'm noticing is there's a bit more balance here on the nose. I'm getting more fruity notes that are complementing it. Apple cinnamon, asphalt, so that road tar kind of asphalt, that signature kind of notes from Ardbeg. Come through a bit stronger here on the limited release, but also balancing well with this apple cinnamon note. There's a little bit of chocolate malt, like a chocolate malted milk ball. Find all that kind of in the secondary notes, and this is really interesting. I'm almost getting like what I would characterize as like a fermented vegetable, almost like kimchi or something like that. It's got this kind of funky fermented note to it. Interesting. All right, let's give it a taste. Sweet spice, medium viscosity. The vanilla bean is there, the peat smoke is there, the effervescent peat, and then you get a really nice hit of looks like a chili pepper. There's a little bit of a juicy, like sour grapefruit, tangerine type thing going on. A lot more fruit notes here on this limited edition over the committee release, is what I'm noticing. And the committee release, at least neat, had a lot more wood spice forward. Finish on this limited release, medium, apple, a little bit of ash, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of lemon. Okay, let's put a little bit of water on these. See what else we get out of them. I'm going to do about 2 drops on each. Okay, first we're going in with the committee release. And that oak spice, that charred oak. It's very strong on this. There's even a little bit of like a pine nut type thing, clove as well. They're very spicy. A little bit of that vanilla cream in the back. Much better arrival. I feel like it's more balanced now with the addition of water. Creaminess, full flavor. Starting to get a little bit of that sour apple note, but just a lot of wood spice. It's a bit drying. Finish is extended a bit into medium. Again, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and vanilla extract, vanilla bean kind of riding this out. Just a little bit of a juicy fruit. I think water has actually done the committee release some justice. Okay, let's check out the limited edition. And a much sweeter nose, it's I guess arguably more balanced and inviting. A little bit of that fermented veg note that I was mentioning earlier. Lemon lime. Give it a taste. Lighter, creamier. It arrives very sweet and fruity. You get the heavy ash, spicy hit with that chili pepper, that wood spice. But it's balanced really nice. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate. Goes into a medium finish. Interesting. Okay. So a bottle of the Ardbeg Scorch committee release. The prices on these have been going up every year, which has been really unfortunate. This year, this one I think was retailing in that 160 range, which is the highest yet for an Ardbeg committee release. They are sought after by collectors a lot, and so you're going to find these with skyrocketed prices. Most of the time, you're going to have to look at secondary markets where you can see these in the $250 to $300 mark. Value wise on this, I'm going to give it a low value. The limited release, much more widely available. This limited edition, it is these are retailing around like 130, which is again the highest price we've seen on an Ardbeg PCO release. But it is more widely available. I'm going to give this kind of a medium low value just because the cost is so high for what you're getting here, especially given these are non-age statement young whiskeys in that medium low range. So tough value on these for drinkers. If you're a collector, of course, well, you have other motives. Okay, let me go into some final thoughts here for y'all. I think this is an all in all solid release from Ardbeg. For those who are big fans of the distillery, have been probably following these releases for many years. It has been kind of a up and down road in terms of quality and what has really got folks excited from these releases. A couple years back, the Drum, which was a rum release, did not exactly wow the world. Last year, they had the Black with a Pinot Noir cask, which was, I think, a step in the right direction. I think this one is on the level. There's nothing particularly standout on this whiskey, however. I think this committee release has a little more of a bigger event, while this limited release is a bit more balanced. I don't think either of these are more interesting or better whiskeys than some of the really heavy hitters from their core range, including the Ardbeg Uigeadail and the Ardbeg Corrie Vrecken, and those both come in at lower prices. Again, I think you're looking at some youthful spirit with an interesting-ish maturation. Not bad stuff at all. Totally competent whiskey. If you're a collector, of course, you're going to go out and grab these. But for the everyday drinker who's really looking to explore Ardbeg, I mean, this is not a whiskey that you need to have in your collection. You really should look at the Uigeadail and the Corrie Vrecken as in addition to the 10-year-old. They are just simply much more interesting whiskeys, more intense, more full flavor, and better value. So scoring these is going to be tough. My final score on the Ardbeg Scorch committee release, I'm just going to give a solid 3 out of 5. I said I think it's a solid whiskey. It's a good whiskey, but boy, the prices you're going to pay if you can find this, even the MSRP price that it was released at, I just have to dock it a little bit for that. It's a lot of money to ask for. The Ardbeg Scorch limited edition, I'm actually going to give a 3.25 out of 5. To be completely honest with you, I personally am enjoying this one a little bit more, which is surprising. Usually it is the committee release that speaks to me, but in this case, I'm going to give this one just a little bit better score. I think the value is a little better. I think this is a more balanced whiskey. And honestly, it gives you everything that this one does, but isn't quite as sharp on the edges. So a 3 and a 3.25 respectively for the Ardbeg Scorches. And with that, I will kick you guys over to your malt musing, and I will see you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Do leave a comment. Do you agree or disagree with me? What did you think about the Ardbeg Scorch for those Ardbeg fans out there? Would love to hear from you. Until then, Salancha.